Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video on the J&J Shooting channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Beretta M9A3 air pistol. Okay, so this is the box. It's a officially licensed Beretta product. It's made by Umarex, but Beretta has licensed it so it can have its logo on the pistol. Here we've got a few of the specs. It's CO2 operated, it takes 12 gram CO2 cartridges. It's a blowback system. It has Picatinny rail underneath. It uses 4.5 steel BBs and it has a 16 round magazine. On the back we've got a few more specs, so I'll leave these here so you can read them. So that's the box. You've got this awesome design on the front. You've got the sides, the back I already showed you. Yeah, it's simple, but I think it looks good. Inside of the box, you get a packet of Umarex BBs, steel BBs, around 100 of them. You get an Allen key, which you use to take out the CO2 of the magazine. You unscrew the cap and take out the CO2. And then obviously the instruction manual. So, let's have a look at a few of the features of the pistol itself. So of course we've got the basics. On this side you can see we've got the trigger. It's a double action trigger, so when it's on fire the trigger cocks and fires the hammer, but it's also single action, so if the hammer is pulled back, use the trigger to fire it. Obviously, I already showed you, got the safety there. So when the red dot is showing, that means it's on fire, and then when it's covered up, it's safe. We have the slide release catch, the extended magazine release, and the takedown lever. It has fixed iron sights and a threaded barrel at the front, which is counterclockwise 14mm. This allows you to use things like mock suppressors and any other barrel attachments you would want to put on the end to make this thing look cooler or produce the sound profile. Let's take a look at the magazine. So here's the magazine. It's a full metal construction. The spring there at the front. You use the little notch here in the plastic. You bring the spring down, lock it into place at the bottom, and then you can pull your BBs in through that hole there. At the bottom, there's the CO2 chamber cap, and you take your Allen key that comes with the box. You put in the Allen key, and you use this to untighten it and take it off and put your CO2 in. The weapon itself has a polymer bottom or plastic, and the slide is metal, as well as a few other features, so obviously the takedown lever, the slide release, magazine catch, hammer, trigger, etc. All of that is metal as well, so that's good. It's got quite a weighty feel, comes in just over 800 grams. I will now demonstrate taking down the weapon, field stripping it. So, on the back, there's this button. You have to press this button in, and using the takedown lever, you pull the takedown lever down. Make sure the magazine is out and the weapon is on fire, and just like that you see the slides come forward and off it comes, just like that. So you've got the lower part there, the slide, the barrel, all the internals, and the recoil rod and spring. And there we go. You can take this apart, use this to oil the weapon. Air pistols don't generally need cleaning, but it's good to keep them oiled so you can so they're left firing smoothly. To reassemble, you take your lower, you line up the slide, slide it all the way back, flip back up the takedown lever, and then make sure the slide is back on properly, and there you go. The pistol has a Picatinny rail underneath, as I stated earlier, and this can be used to mount things such as underbarrel lasers, anything you like really, torches as well, you can get them online, Amazon, any other websites. You can find some good lasers that you can just put onto the weapon, use to aid your aim, or torches for the aesthetics. Because of the threaded barrel, you can also put something like a mock suppressor on the end to make this thing look almost James Bond style. You can get them in all sorts of different colours. I went with the black because I thought it went with the rest of the features, small features on the weapon, and I didn't want too much tan, but you can also go for a sand colour if you have this specific pistol. Next, I'm going to show you how to load the magazine. To do this, obviously, you're going to need a 12-gram CO2 cartridge. This is an Umarex licensed one. You're also going to need 4.5mm BBs. Now I'm using these, they're Dust Devils, and they're very helpful for if you want to be doing shooting in your back garden, because they shatter on impact and it saves you using the steel ones, which can sometimes ricochet and you can end up with injuries because they're harder. So these things are useful because they break on impact and it stops ricochets, and they work just as well. My pistol itself does take them well and fires them the same as any other BB. To start off with, you need to take your Allen key, unscrew the cap on the bottom, take your CO2 cartridge, put it in, take your Allen key and screw it all the way up until it's tight. Next, you need to pull down the spring until it locks in place, and then you feed your BBs through this hole here. Obviously, make sure to tip your magazine up so the BBs fall down and they don't end up coming out the other end. When your BBs are all filled up, you grab the little metal notch, release it, and let it spring back up. Now, if you want to avoid the top of this breaking off, you can use your finger to guide it back up to the top instead of releasing it. So guys, that's the end of this J&J shooting video. I hope that this helped you and gave you an insight into what this pistol's like. I love the thing, I like the colours, I like the weight, I like the way it operates. I think it's a very good pistol, especially if you're starting air pistol shooting. It's easy to use and it's not that expensive, coming around £180 UK. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.